Ethan, my man, thank you very, very, very much for joining us. These are crazy times, and I am super excited to kind of explore the world of content creation with you and what you're seeing in your industry, what your clients are saying, what you guys are doubling down on right now, and just kind of go through all of that stuff. But thank you very much for jumping on here today. It is Friday of a long weekend, and I wanted to say thanks, what's up, and looking forward to chatting.
Thank you for having me on this little adventure. This is my first time being on a podcast, so unfiltered. I'm going to be a little unfiltered on this call, but yeah, there's a lot changing in the industry right now, for sure.
Give us maybe your 2 cents or a quick summary of just like changes in the last month, really.
Well, like changes obviously right now is like if we're making content for our clients, is that you can't be close to them, right? You have to be at least 6 feet away. We have the luxury of being able to like put zoom lenses on and stuff like that, but really at the end of the day, it's more difficult doing that, especially when you're trying to weigh like the client being in discomfort as well, you just being there in the first place. So what I'm recommending everyone do right now, regardless if you're working with a team or not, like you still need to be making content. Like there needs to be someone right now that's that leader in the space that's helping people making educational content. Cause like 6 months down the line from now, people are going to be looking at you and your brand and asking, what did you do during this time? And if you are retracting and just slowing down and not doing anything, it's not going to show that your brand is, really reputable. People are going to be asking, what are you doing? So what I'm telling people to do now is if you don't have a team, start recording on your phone, right? Start putting out content on your phone, figure out a way to make content that you can put out right now, right away. It's super easy to do. It's like, it takes 5 seconds, just go on YouTube and search up a tutorial.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, I know I've chatted with people about this in the past, the quantity versus quality question. And do you think at times like this, just the quantity is even more important than the actual quality, just consistently being active on social media and on those platforms that you're on?
100%, 100%. It's always about quantity. Obviously, you want to keep your brand to your standards and have the quality there. But it has to be about quantity right now. Like people need, again, like I said, that people need that person right now to be putting out updates on, what their position is on this whole thing. How is their business adapting, and what can people expect from their position, and what can their clients expect from your business, in the next couple months? Because there's a lot of people left in the dark right now that have no idea what the heck's going on because we've never faced something like this in the history before.
Totally. I want to ask you about like your business specifically and like what your clients are saying, how many people are kind of taking a step back versus kind of doubling down on creation. But let's talk about like content just in general right now. So like what types of content should businesses let's focus this more on like small business entrepreneurial type people. What type of content should they be putting out right now? Because I know even just from my personal perspective or my experience in the last few weeks, I've had a few negative content or negative comments posting things that were taped previously. Obviously, we're not coming up with professionally produced things that I taped this morning, obviously, but like things that were taped a month ago where obviously we weren't social distancing. We were walking down the sidewalk right beside each other. Or
I know what you're talking
whatever
about.
it may be.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple negative comments on that stuff. But like, I guess from a business owner, entrepreneur type person, what type of content should they be releasing today, right now? Should it all be current event stuff?
Say that again. Should it all be what?
Well, like current event stuff is important. So obviously my experience in real estate, so many things are changing. So just kind of being that authority figure in your industry of like how these changes are affecting people in your industry. I think that's super important. But I guess, why don't you answer that? Like what type of content should people be putting out right now?
I hear exactly what you're saying. And I know the exact video that you're talking about that we filmed. And the situation for the virus changed so quickly that we never could have expected that would have, like after releasing that content of you being so close to business owners and not social distancing. And then, quarantine happening a week later was just like, just a swing out of left field. We never could have expected that. But in terms of content that you need to be releasing now, like, now is it would be a terrible time to be that guy who's like just selling and closing and using a pandemic as an opportunity to make sales. Like,
Mhm.
you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that prick that is taking advantage of a disease that is literally killing people. Like, that
Mhm.
is such a bad thing to do right now. I feel like now is the right time to be building relationships and telling people that, like, yo, I'm here for you right now, and I'm here to provide value in as many ways as I can as possible, to help you guys out as many ways as I can possible, so that you're top of mind as a business, as that business that actually helps people and cares about people. But then as soon as this whole virus thing ends, you're going to be the first person that they look to. Like,
Mhm.
that's just it, right? You're going to be the first person that they will remember as the business person who came to them and helped them when this whole situation was down. So let's say for a restaurant, for example, okay, let's take a restaurant, for example, and they're a business that now they've had to shut down their doors and they're only doing delivery, right? Number one, they should make a narrative, some kind of narrative video, like a story that kind of reaffirms the whole messaging of delivery. Like, they need to be selling delivery hardcore right now. So a lot of their content should be surrounded around delivery, because that's the only way at the end of the day that they're going to be making money. So again, going back and creating a story video that has that core messaging of like, yo, we deliver better than anyone else. This is the type of food that you're missing out on. It's prepared in 50 minutes or less, whatever, some kind of video there. And then the second type of content that I would recommend a business like that making, and really any business right now, is like those value videos that people can start doing right now at home. So again, back with the restaurant, you might have like a best-selling dish or recipe or something like that, and you might want to make a quick little video, like a 5-step, make it at your own home, make it at home dish that you can prepare 5 minutes or less. Some kind of value video that's helping people right now. If they can't order food or whatever, they're not comfortable with delivering, at least give them a way that they can still be added value, like that whole cooking recipe.
That is an idea I've never thought of before. That is such a crazy cool idea, 'cause, the a guy we have on the podcast later on today is a restaurant consultant, like I mentioned before, and so,
Yeah,
like, obviously chatting their industry, hospitality industry, arguably has been affected the most by this stuff, right? Basically
of
having to
course, of
shut
course.
down, lay off every single employee because you can't really do much other than deliver.
Yeah,
That's such a cool idea. It almost goes into like adjusting your business model to now be almost like a coach, teacher, right? And doing like maybe videos with your chef every week or
yeah.
something, preparing that best selling dish or whatever. I don't know. That's a pretty cool idea, actually. I never thought about that. Make it
I
at
mean,
home.
it's not even just that. Like, now, I mean, that's kind of content that, again, you should always be making. Like,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, where do all these videos go to once they're made? Number one, social media, like Facebook, Instagram, whatever platforms that your industry works best on. Most of the time, it is just Facebook and Instagram.
Mhm.
Most of the time, it is that. Um, and then number two, sorry, I totally lost like where I was going with that. Um, where
That's
did I
okay.
start that off?
That's okay. We can move on. All good. If
Damn,
it
that was
comes
such a good
back,
point. Yeah, 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 yeah.
what about current events? Like, obviously,
Like,
for an industry like mine, it's very easy to do current event. Like,
yeah,
everything is
yeah.
changing. Interest rates have adjusted significantly multiple times. Mortgage deferrals are a thing now. Like, as investment clients, landlords, tenancy rules have changed so much. So, like, we kind of say in our team, being the voice of authority in our industry. So like as soon as something changes, getting information and like quickly relaying that in a 30 to 60-second clip, just
Oh
educating
yeah.
people on what the changes are.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. Definitely educating people on like how it's affected the industry. I wouldn't make that like a strong focal point of
Mm,
your content strategy right now. Just like focusing on the changes. I would have content geared more towards, again, like how people can now adapt their lifestyle that fits into your business model, right? So like if you're obviously if you can't help people right now, and that's just the reality of things, then don't push anything onto them like you're trying to sell anything. But if you're like
mm,
a a gym trainer, right? And you want to put out content that's relevant, like have some kind of coronavirus workout video that you can put out in 15 minutes. Like you have to, at the end of the day, like you have to address the elephant in the room. Like you
Mhm.
have to. You can't just pretend that nothing's going on. But don't focus all of your content on like the negative gloom and doom or all the facts and statistics about how this virus is just destroying your industry and
Yeah.
affecting your industry. No, like help again. Like it comes back to helping people out and like how can they adapt their lifestyles that fits in your industry that may or may not be profitable to you at the end of the day. Like I know right now, online using content to sell online packages and stuff like that and online services, online classes is going really, really well right now. Like the fitness industry is just thriving right now on shifting their business onto at home workouts, making
Mm.
content that kind of builds people up and sells them on that. And, one on one training through online. I'm curious, like with you, how have you been kind of changing the whole strategy so far with COVID?
From a real estate perspective,
Yeah.
well, I'll mention the training thing at home, or actually first, and then I'll get into that. This this
Yeah.
morning, I went for a run, came back, and my girlfriend was lying on the floor on a beach towel, watching like this yoga instructor that she goes to, a yoga instructor like doing an online Instagram live or whatever, doing the
Yeah.
yoga. So like 100% that industry totally, because people, it's interesting listening to people giving advice in times like this, right? Like their advice is don't go outside, limit your social contact, blah 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 blah. But in order to like protect yourself from a disease like this, you need to have a good immune system. So you need to exercise more. So it's kind of contradictory. But
Yeah.
at the same time, that fitness industry, 100%, there's huge value, huge upside
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
shifting your business online, right?
And you should, like, right now, I mean, I if you can, and if it does make sense for you and your niche in your business, like position now as an opportunity to buy. Why is now the best time to go on your service? And so like with fitness, what's the alternative? I went to the gym every single day before quarantine, and now, I like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have a
Mhm.
gym. I'm like just waiting for someone to come to me with some awesome piece of content or some video that will sell me on the fact that, hey, you can get just as ripped as you would be at the gym from home with this 5-step easy workout plan, right? Like, again, position yourself as like, this is the opportunity right now. It's
Mhm.
never a better time than to do this right now.
I don't know if you have the answer for this, but like your perspective is interesting. Do you think, as like, let's use the example of a personal trainer, do you think that stuff should be released for free, or do you think their business model just adjusts and they like are developing an app or like a series of videos that you have to pay for to see?
Release as much stuff as free as possible. Like
Yeah.
as much as you can, release it for free. Because like if you hand someone the Bible to do something, they're not going to go ahead and create their own religion. That's like, I
Mhm.
love saying that because like if you hand them an A to Z how to do something for free, they're not now going to like take that and then just do their own thing and try to figure it out themselves. They're going to want, they see that you've given this whole informational package and they're going to want you to continue on with them in this journey and help
Right.
them out. Right. So give them as much free stuff as possible, free content, free guides, free everything. And people will just feel so indebted to you and what you've been doing that again they'll just one build that relationship with you and trust you, and then two they'll work with you if they have the financial resources to do that right now.
I tend to agree. I think that subscription stuff, I don't know actually. In that type of industry, I know that subscription stuff is pretty common. I just don't know the economics behind it or how common it is for people to want those at home workouts to continue after this type of, after this goes away, right? In 2, 3 months, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's tough, but it's like, what are you going to do, right? It's like you have to build habits right now where you can work out at home. Like there's no alternative. Like what else can you do? There's literally nothing else you can do. So you have to position yourself as like, I'm now for consumers, it's like they have figured out that there's nothing else to do. Your job now is just to convince them that I'm the guy to do it with. you know? And the only way you can really go about doing that is, again, making some strong, authentic, value driven videos that when someone watches a video, they think, God damn, like this guy, A, he knows what he's doing. He clearly cares about his customers and his businesses. Maybe
Mhm.
I'll give him a chance. And then, actually makes it that chance versus the other trainer who has no online presence, zero followers, but is still offering something online, but he's not promoting it. Like, who do you think they're going to go with? Who do you think they're going to choose?
Totally. So you're looking at it as a like using free content now to build your brand for the future when this goes away.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, like that you need to be doing that. But I think, well, I know that I'm talking to a lot of different people every single day who are now saying, now is the time to build a brand because I'm stuck at home all day. And like,
Totally.
what else am I going to do?
Totally.
Right. And so a lot of people now, which is interesting, like they're changing their habits and they're changing what they're doing every day. I think this is going to be super interesting after the virus ends to see how people, I would love to see some kind of like pie chart just to show the statistics of how many lives have been progressively like been changing because of the new habits that have been instilled in people every single day.
Totally.
You know what I'm
Totally.
saying?
Mhm. Back to your question about real estate. Real estate wise, it's awkward. I feel like every week we learn new information that like our business plan is kind of adjusting. So like the new norm now is for us like no open houses at all. That was gone like a month ago. But we're
Yeah.
trying to limit the amount of private showings on listings. First of all, the overall volume is just down significantly. So, like comparatively to a normal April, usually the three busiest months of the year, April, May, June. April,
Yeah.
comparatively to last year, even last year was a slow year. Like the number of new listings, the number of new leads that we're seeing weekly is down significantly. Like I'd say our business typically in April is getting like 5 to 10 new leads a week, whereas
Yeah.
right now it's like one or two. So it's down significantly. But our active clients, like our clients we've been working with for a few months, they're still some like fairly active. I'd say about 50% of them are kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for this to be over, and 50% of them are like, I need to buy a house. Let's like go see this place. So for us, we're trying to limit showings to only like essential viewing. So like we're getting all marketing material to buyers on our listings prior to them requesting showings. So we'll send them our
Yeah.
marketing video, we'll send them all the property photos, floor plan, answer questions with their agent over the phone. And then if it's still something that they're super interested in, then we set up a showing. Showings are awkward. They're all one on one. So it's just one group at a time with one of our agents on our team. We ask
Yeah.
people not to touch anything, like don't open the cupboards, don't open the closets, don't open the dishwasher. If you want to see inside those things, you're more than welcome to. Just ask us and we'll open them.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to use hand sanitizer, trying to wipe down door
Mm.
handles and light switches and all that kind of stuff as we're leaving property. So it's adjusted significantly for us in terms of like what we're doing to try to build brand for the future right now is it's tough, right? Because all that traditional prospecting stuff is out the window. Cold calling right
Yeah.
now, I think, is
Yeah.
pretty tasteless. Door knocking just doesn't exist because can't like
Yeah. Yeah.
people will be super upset if you're knocking their door.
Oh yeah.
So open houses are another great tool for chatting with people that are actively looking to buy. No open
Oh,
houses. So like a lot of that
that's tough.
traditional stuff is just gone, which we didn't do a ton of anyway. So hasn't super affected our business, but everything is online now. So like for us, we have been working on a new listing presentation for a couple months, and it just gives us more time to like fine tune that stuff and get it ready to go in the next month. We've been working on a new website for the last, let's say, 4 to 6 months. And again,
Yeah.
more time to just kind of iron out all the kinks and hopefully get that ready in the next month or two. Um, Content,
Would
obviously,
you?
as you know, for us, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. Like, would you rather have 10 people right now that see your new website, for example, and say like, "Yeah, I love this. Um, I'm curious about working with you guys once quarantine's over, 3 months, 4 months from now," or
Mhm.
would you rather have a few people that you think you can work with now, but you have to kind of push them a bit?
For us, it's never short term. And so, whenever you talk to a new lead, like you don't know if they're going to be a buyer in the next 3 weeks or like a year from now, right? So for us, it's just the more people you connect with, the better. The more that database builds, the more
Yeah.
opportunity you have to meet people and communicate with people and service people. I think the better. So like for our team, for from my perspective on our business, it's long-term thinking right now. It's how do we make our business more efficient? How do we improve our systems right now? And then online content strategy is just like, let's keep producing content, be aware of what we're sharing, less talking about sales, more talking about like important things in our industry, changes that are happening right now. Talking about our team specifically, our marketing strategy, what we kind of do to sell homes, that kind of thing, like those videos we did with you.
Yeah.
Um, I've never been a salesy guy. I've never been that guy that feels super comfortable saying, "Hey, after a deal, someone had a great experience." The conversation of asking them to call their friends and tell them to use me is always super awkward for me. It's not really my strategy. It's more just like constant communication. So that's like the other big thing that our team is focusing on is just like trying to connect with every single past client. And it's not a sales pitch at all. I had this conversation with a team of mortgage brokers yesterday. Right now is not the time to be salesy. Right now is the time to genuinely care about people. So like my conversations with past clients are, how are you guys doing? Are you still at work? Are you still loving
Hello?
that neighborhood that you lived in for the last 3 years? How's your daughter? Whatever it is, but it has nothing to do with real estate. Ethan, what's your business look like in the last month? How's it kind of adjusted? Because obviously a lot of what you guys do is filming,
Yeah.
and so
Yes.
that is kind of faux pas. I know, like from our team specifically, talking about what we want to do content wise each month. A
Yeah.
lot of it is like xed out off the table just because a lot of it is like walking about the community and videoing, and that's obviously not the right message that any business wants to be sending right now.
Yeah, and you don't that doesn't need to be like a big part of your content anyways. Like that is something you can highlight, but I don't think that it's not going to make it's not going to change really anything at the end of the day. You just have to focus your content in a different area, like you making content in your home. And I already touched on like when we are filming, obviously we have to be 6 feet away so we can still continue to film, but from like an acquisition point of view, like in how our business has been affected with our clients, um,
Mhm.
there's a surprising amount of people, like I said, who want to start branding themselves now while they are quarantined inside their house because they figure that this is something that they've been putting on their plate for a long time, and now they'll have so much extra time just to focus on this.
Mhm.
Um, but obviously, with that said, everyone's income is hugely affected right now. Like so many people are on the government's relief system, stuff like that. So what I've gone ahead and done is made some quick videos that I'm uploading to Instagram that pretty much just helps people out and tells them like if you're trying to get your brand and your content system up and running today, but you don't have the financial resources to do so, watch this quick 2-minute Instagram video. And I pretty much just lay out some A to Z tactics you can be using, some mindset stuff, just some stuff that I can send to my current clientele, but then also prospects that tell me like, yeah, I want to do this now, but I can't afford it at all, but I want to do it.
Totally.
Yeah. And then
Totally.
that just kind of
I
goes
think
back to what you said about building relationships, right?
100%. Like, and that kind of goes back to the like personal trainer type videos too, right? Is I think it's just a different business model, whether you're charging for those types of videos or you're just releasing stuff for free, trying to build relationships long term, right?
Yeah. Well, that's that scarcity mindset. If you think that you can't release some kind of value video without people taking your information and running with it and not paying you for your time, like that's just again scarcity. Like you need to have an
Mhm.
abundance mindset of the more value I put out there, the more will come back to me.
Yeah,
And I don't know, I don't
100%.
think a lot of people have that general mindset. I'd say of the people that I get on a call with, maybe 4 out of 10, 40%. So it's not the average.
Mhm. What about your clients? Are your clients that you're actively working with right now, are they seeing this as an opportunity to make more content, or are they, a lot of them, taking a step back just due to like financial commitments?
I'd say it's 50-50, honestly. Like it's case by case. Some people, there's like two types of people in the world right now. When it comes to this whole virus thing, really, it's, there's the people who are, they're panicking, they're living in fear, they're contracting, they're shrinking, they see fear. And then you have the people who are being leaders, right? They're being leaders to themselves, they're being leaders to their clients, they're being leaders to their families, and they're saying that no matter what happens outside, I'm not going to let this affect me. I'm standing up and I'm trusting that I will figure out whatever is presented in front of me. So really, everyone needs to ask themselves, which one of those two people do you want to be right now? Right? And what I'm finding is, it's a 50-50. Some people are being leaders and some people are just retracting. So the people who are
Mhm.
trying to be the latter and be a leader and expand right now, they're gearing their content towards just relevant things right now that's giving people value to their industry, like all those types of videos that we were talking about. And it's having a major impact on their business at the end of the day. They're building more relationships with people who are stuck inside their home. Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg just put out a whole statement saying, like, we've had more traffic on Facebook right now in one day than our 3 busiest days of the year combined, right? So people are
Mhm.
online. It's just giving them this information that they're so hungry for. People are so bored for right now. So when you tell me that you want to retract your business and slow down, it just confuses me because there's so much opportunity right now, not to take advantage of people and sell them, but to build more relationships in such a short time frame than any other time before, because everyone is inside and just waiting for you.
Do you
I went off
think
on a little bit
so
of
on that?
tangent there.
do you think that do you think ad spend should go up for businesses right now? Should
For
people be spending
some,
more on ads?
yes.
Yeah.
For some, yes. For others, no. Um, like again, like there's, because people are just inside waiting, doing nothing. Like your ad spend cost to get a lead is going to go down significantly, meaning that you're going to get way better results now than you would a couple months ago, just because everyone's inside.
Yeah.
But in real estate, for example, it's a bit different, because even if you get a lead, like these leads are not wanting to, like you said, they're just scared, right? And they're not wanting to do anything right now. So it's a bit harder in those types of industries. But if you're doing something like with the training, and releasing a course online, like hell yeah, you got to increase your ad spend right now. Like any type of online store, like Fashion Nova as an example, for like Forever 21, like the online stores that are selling things right now, they're going ballistic right now. They are increasing their ad spend 10 times the amount. They're getting 10 times the sales. Like online stores are profiting right now more than any other business out there. It's absolutely crazy. And everyone else right now is just having to figure out how they're going to adapt their business model, really.
That's interesting because I like a lot of people are financially stressed right now, right? Like I don't know what the
Yeah,
exact number is, but like a lot of people have been laid off. Hospitality industry is obviously a big one, but like a lot of people have been laid off. So I would think people would be a little bit more frugal with money in a time like this.
you would think, but
I guess
at the end of the
guess
day,
not.
people will always buy. Like there will always be buyers there at the end of the day. And especially like when I mean, I just bought an iPad like 2 days ago. Um, and like my monthly spending has gone down. Even though at this point my income hasn't, my monthly spending has gone down because I'm not going out to eat anymore. I'm not going out to buy clothing or entertainment or a lot of these costs that I would have had before. I'm not taking them on anymore. So you
Yeah.
actually have some extra costs that you can spend on things like clothing or things that, you get a super cool ad, a video ad on your phone for Instagram or Facebook, and you think like, wow, it's only $14 and it can get shipped to me right now. I haven't bought anything in like 2 weeks. And so they're kind of hungry to buy
Mm.
something, you know?
Totally. Totally. That makes sense actually. Okay, last question and
hmm
I'll let you go. How many
Yeah.
toilet paper rolls do you currently have?
Man, I gotta restock. I don't know, man. It's getting pretty low. I think I need to get in my hazmat suit and just like storm Walmart, and take some of those, because I'm getting a little scared. I don't know what's gonna be after toilet paper, man. What's the next thing that you would use in your house if not toilet paper?
Well, I'll tell you,
I
because
got
I was in the grocery store this morning, and
yeah.
if you need some toilet paper, let me know afterwards. I can send you some. I found a 16 pack a few days ago, so I feel like I'm rolling in it right now.
Dang.
The next thing is baking supplies for some reason. Like, I went to the grocery store this morning. One of my friends made these wicked cookies recently, and they were mini egg crushed cookies, and I wanted to reproduce them. So I sent him a message. He sends me the list of ingredients I need to go buy. So I go to the grocery store today, and literally baking supplies are gone. There's nothing. There's no brown sugar. There's no flour. There's no like, everything is gone. Apparently people are fucking baking their a bunch of shit all the time. Just living there.
Well, I gotta. You know who's really winning right now? Those. You ever see that show, Extreme Couponers? Or like, is that what it's
Yes.
called? Extreme.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know those people, they have like freaking basements full of just supplies, to get the best deal. You know, they're winning. They feel like everyone else is stupid now.
Hilarious, man. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today, buddy. We'll let you go.
Amazing.
I wish you the best in the next few months here. Who knows how long this is going to last, but I like that it is bringing out some creativity in all of us self-employed people.
Oh yeah. Well, it was good. It was good talking. Everyone listening, pick up the phone, start making some content, be the leader in your space. Because really, at the end of the day, that's going to be making the biggest impact in the next 6 months. Thank you for having me.
Love it. We'll chat soon, Ethan. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. You have a good one.